Hello, entrepreneurs and real estate investors. I'm really excited today on Innovate Virtual Assistance. We're interviewing Meryl Francia. Meryl has been instrumental to our growth at Innovate, and I'm very excited to ask her some questions so we get to know who is Meryl and what does she do. So, welcome, Meryl.
Hi, thank you for having me.
A pleasure. And so maybe you could provide us a bit of background regarding your experience as a virtual assistant.
Sure. First of all, thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my experience as a virtual assistant. Well, my journey as a VA began 2 months prior to my college graduation, and at first I was quite hesitant to enter this industry since I don't have any experience yet. That's why I decided to take bookkeeping certification here in the Philippines, and fortunately I passed. Then I enrolled in online courses to allow me to gain knowledge on the accounting software. And I have been fortunate to work with diverse range of clients and assisting them with their financial tasks and responsibilities. And I am dedicated to supporting businesses with their financial needs and providing accurate and reliable assistance. And I've been in this industry for almost a year now.
Wow, amazing. What a great accomplishment. And you've worked for some fairly large companies as well as your clients. Can you give us maybe some insights without naming names, but maybe the scale, like how many transactions or how much backlog?
Sure. One of the biggest clients I handled before was I'm. They do have, I think, a 5,000 transaction, but they have a backlog of 2021. That's why it's
Wow.
quite a number. It's yes,
So huge backlog, so many months of taxes and information like
yes.
bookkeeping that wasn't done. So you had to go digging and correct things and get this fixed. That's amazing. So what drove you to the world of virtual assistants?
Wow, that's a great question. I would say the biggest reason I pursued the world of virtual assistance is its flexibility. Because when the pandemic hits, most people rely on technology and the internet. And I even attended online classes for half of my college days, actually. And I think that is something that made me realize that we can still continue life in that scenario. And I wanted to pursue a career that allowed me that flexibility. And little did I know that even before in the past, I was an acting bookkeeper myself in my high school days.
Oh,
And my
wow.
very first client was my mother. I helped her list down all the sales she had from her small grocery store, and I took down every business expense she incurred. And probably the reason why I chose bookkeeping, and because it's the core of every business. And through my interest in numbers, I would love to have a career that offers that flexibility. That pandemic hits and there are a lot of jobs that can be found online, and here I am now having attempted and now doing what I really love virtually.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I want the same for myself. So which virtual assistant tasks are you an expert on?
Yes. Actually, I specialized in bookkeeping and currently upskilling in digital marketing and doing some admin tasks.
Yeah, we're really pushing your boundaries there. And you're
Yes.
great at it though, which is good. I bookkeeping is awesome. It's excellent, but it's good to have several skills. As you know, things sometimes happen, like the pandemic. You have to pivot. So the more skills you have, the more irreplaceable you become, which is great.
Yes, definitely.
So, Meryl, which industries do you have the most experience in?
Wow. Actually, I do have experience in real estate, mainly doing fix and flip, short-term rentals like the properties listed on Airbnb, Verbo, long-term rentals, and wholesaling as well. And I've also had an e-commerce and consulting experience.
Oh, wow, very cool. And the grocery store that your mom owns. So that's
Yes.
really great too. So in person and virtual as well. That's
Yes.
great. And then what attributes and talents are essential for you as a virtual assistant?
Wow, that's an interesting question. Firstly, I think attention to detail is very essential because as a bookkeeper, it is important to have accuracy and precision in maintaining financial records. Second would be communication because it's very significant, and I think in all for all areas of our lives, be it professional setting or personal, communication is always the key because through communication, we're able to build lasting relationship with our clients or even in our family and friends. And in addition to that, I think adaptability is essential as well because in the field of bookkeeping and accounting, it is constantly evolving with new
Yes,
technologies, with new software, and being open to change, and embracing new tools and methodologies, and allows me and every bookkeepers to stay ahead of the game. And for me, last and most importantly is integrity. I think is one of
yes.
the fundamental attributes because dealing with financial information requires high level of trust, and it has to be done with honesty and confidentiality.
Absolutely. Yeah, that is essential, as you said. And being a bit discreet about things. I mean, you learn about lots and lots of stuff some people would not share publicly. You
Yes.
become their counselor to the client in a way you see, okay, this is not going well. You're losing money, or okay, you're making a lot of money, or you're not organized. So we
Yes.
need your help. So, how important is client communication to you?
Yes, for me, client communication is the foundation for effective and successful bookkeeping and ever dealing. By maintaining regular communication, it would be better. I can have a better understanding of the specific financial requirements of each client and to fit uh, to fit with their unique needs. And I'm always available to discuss any financial matters or provide any clarification regarding the reports. Because for me, effective communication is not just the virtual assistant sending a message to the clients, it involves collaboration. It's
Yes.
always a two-way street. Clients sharing their feedback, suggestions, or any changes in their circumstances that might affect their financial situation. Like I mentioned earlier, client communication is an essential key to building a trusted and lasting relationship, I
It
guess.
really is. And with all this, how do you prioritize and manage your workload to meet deadlines?
Aha. Actually, I always plan, and prioritization is the key. As actually, I usually start my week with lists of tasks that I should be accomplishing that week. Plan what might go wrong with the plans and have
Yeah.
immediate actions for that. Always have a backup plan. It is a great. It is of great importance to allocate a specific amount of time for a specific task. And for me personally, I plan each task as thoroughly, as detailed as possible, and of course, by setting clear priorities and focusing on a task at a time, because I ensure that everything gets done in a timely manner.
That's amazing. Yeah, you have to be organized. I mean, I'm in marketing, so I always say everything is marketing and marketing is everything. But planning is even more important because if you don't plan, have contingency and different things, it can go sideways quite quickly and then you can be delayed and it's not good for anybody. Uh, can you share an example of a challenging bookkeeping task you encountered and how you resolved it?
Wow, sure. I think one of the biggest challenges I faced was working with the hardest client. That was hard in a way that the backlog was way back 2021. It's complex book with three subsidiary companies inside one accounting software, which is QuickBooks. And then
Mm-hmm.
there are about 5,000 bank transactions with 20 plus bank accounts. Not all
Okay.
banks are connected in QuickBooks, so we have to manually import each transaction, and there are a lot of duplicate journal entries as well. So there are only 5,000 transactions, but there are 7,000 journal entries inside the QuickBooks. So
Oh,
Wow. And that was brought by transferring the transactions from a certain software to a new one. And actually, that was overwhelming at first, but with the help of the team and the guidance of my former manager, we're able to provide the reports. I can still remember that we worked consecutive weekends to strategize and complete the work. That was actually without pay, but it's okay. We have to maximize every resource and time we have, because actually that experience has taught me so many things. And now I have a deeper understanding of rentals and
Yeah.
real estates. Because actually, that holding company has every exit strategy in real estate. In
Okay.
fact, yes, from 2021 up to this year, he has about 40 plus properties that he flips and he rents out.
Wow.
Yep. So I'm so grateful to my team for their input and suggestions. That's why I truly value as well team collaboration. And that experience was my biggest challenge. And at the same time, it was the source of the greatest lessons I learned.
That sounds amazing. And yeah, Innovate, we do work as a team. We will have Canadian bookkeepers as well help out to make sure that things are done according to Canadian standards. And then
Yeah.
when we enter the US market, we'll do the same. So just to help you, give you some guidance, or if you need some help, you're not alone.
Yes,
So,
definitely.
what motivates you to work as a virtual assistant, and what do you enjoy the most about it? You mentioned the flexibility earlier. Are there other elements that you enjoy about being a virtual assistant?
Yes, thank you. What really motivates me as a bookkeeper VA is the opportunity to support businesses and individuals in managing their finances effectively. I find it so satisfying to deliver accurate financial records and helping them make informed decisions, and actually receiving positive feedback from them. And actually, the privilege to work remotely as a VA also provides me with a sense of freedom and work life balance, which I greatly appreciate.
Yeah, that's it. You're able to work in different areas of the country. You're not location specific. You could be in Australia for all I know right now. So
Yes.
sounds amazing. And then the next question I have, how do you approach continuous learning and professional development as a virtual assistant?
Wow, interesting. Continuous learning is like adding fuel to the fire of knowledge, and
Yeah,
I love attending workshops, especially when they are about guides on how to navigate different accounting software, and participating in online courses. And actually, the thing that I always do is watching YouTube videos about bookkeeping updates to stay ahead of the game. And since the world of bookkeeping is ever evolving, and you really have to adapt and be open to a lot of knowledge that is available.
yeah, that's great. So you continuous learning, and you're always improving and
Yes.
sharpening your skills. And then final question, what strategy and mindset do you utilize in this line of work?
For me, I always make sure that I have a plan that guides me throughout the week or month, and having focus, determination, and always being curious about something, because that curiosity has led me to do research and do more research, and being open to learning as well, since accounting and bookkeeping, as I've mentioned, are evolving, and it is important to stay updated. Of course, with a mindset that client satisfaction is always the goal, through regular communication and showing commitment, dedication, integrity in meeting their financial needs.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Meryl, for sharing briefly about your experience, what you do, and your work ethic. You're really special. I really appreciate all your work and all you do, and I can't wait to see how you grow as a professional in the future. So everybody stay tuned for future interviews. We're going to be interviewing the entire team, and you're going to get to know everybody at Innovate. Thank you, everyone. Cheers.
Thank you so much.